So the first shop I visited was through Kvist. I'll put the name of all the shops below. Through Kvist is in the centre of Oslo, quite close to the Parliament, like a couple of minutes walk from the Parliament, so really easy to visit if you are a tourist in Oslo. I got 2 balls of isager, alpaca 100% alpaca, 400 meters per 50 gram, and I got a really lovely pink and a really lovely grey. So I'm going to use those 2 for a shawl. I really like that shop, really nice. They had 2 floors, yarn downstairs, and then on the top floor they had gifts, not just knitting gifts, and books. I didn't look at the books, and loads of knitting notions, loads of scissors, which I was very tempted to buy, you know, my scissor collection. So yeah, really nice shop. The only thing I didn't like was that I couldn't see any prices on anything, so it was difficult to kind of work out what I wanted to buy, and I didn't think isager would be too expensive, so that's why I went for that. Yeah, really like that. Beautiful yarn, very, very soft. They also had some gorgeous cashmere there, but I had a feeling that's probably a bit more expensive. So I hope you can hear me okay. There's somebody making a lot of noise outside. So the second yarn shop I went to was Garntopia. It is about 4 stops on the underground going east from the city centre. So if you get on at the underground near the central railway station, it's about 4 stops. So it's fairly easy to get to. I think all the eastbound underground trains stop there. Station called Helsfyr. It's actually near where my grandparents used to live, so it's quite nice to get off there because it's an area I'm quite familiar with. It's a couple of minutes walk from the station. Really lovely shop, loads of really nice yarns. I got Knitting for Olive, which is, I think it's a Danish brand. It's 100% silk, and it is 250 meters per 50 grams. So I got 2 of this lovely blue colour and then 1 grey. It's a little bit difficult in that shop because they didn't really want you to touch all the yarn, which I think is common practice in the UK at the moment, but I didn't see that in any of the other yarn shops. So it's a little bit difficult because some of the yarns I didn't know what they were, and you couldn't really see what they were from just looking on the shelf. So I'd seen this actually in the first yarn shop I went to, and I nearly bought it there. So when I saw it, I thought, oh, I quite like that. So that's 750 meters, so that'll be a shawl, I think. So the final yarn shop I visited was right in the city centre in the Oslo City Shopping Centre, which is right next to the central railway station. It's not the most exciting yarn shop. It's quite small. probably the smallest of the three, and it's a fairly standard Norwegian yarn shop. It has a lot of the main brands that most of the yarn shops have, like Sandnes, Garn, and a few other brands. I didn't actually spend that much time in there. It's quite cramped in there, and it was quite busy. And even though Norway's done quite well from the coronavirus, I still don't want to be close to people, so I didn't actually spend that much time in there. But I know that I'm going to need another ball of sock yarn, because I think I'll probably finish the socks I've got on the go at the moment before I leave. So I want a ball that I can cast on for the flight home. So I got this ball of Regia. It's an Anna & Carlos colourway called Mountains and Fjords. And the light's a bit funny on the balcony, but it's really lovely. Yellow, like a mauvey, no, not mauve, taupe colour, purple, turquoise, greeny, I don't know, some really pretty colours in it, so I quite like that. And then I also just picked up a tape measure. They had a stand selection of them by the till, and they were quite loads of nice colours, and you can never have too many tape measures. So this is the Opera House in Oslo. It's built at the beginning of the Oslo Fjord, or at the head of the Oslo Fjord, and you can actually walk on the roof, which is quite cool. I've only been here in the winter when it's been quite slippery,